Over the past few weeks, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya's political scene has been on fire. The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has turned his US tour into a political battlefield. From podiums in America, he has accused the president of meeting Al-Shabaab militants in Mandela at nightfall a business. I've quoted the business because Gachagua said that a business talks and even funding Sudanese RSF fighters. I want to tell you that these claims are explosive, not only because they involve serious allegations about terrorism, but because they are coming from someone who was Ruto's closest political ally just 2 years ago. And this is not your usual opposition attack. This is an insider going public with secrets. And now, Gachagua says that he is ready to join forces with other opposition leaders to send the president home in 2027. That is his ambition. And that's what he wants to do. And he wants to make sure that Ruto is a one-term president. In this analysis, I want to break down what Gachagua is really doing in the US, how his actions are shaking the political ground in this country, and whether this man can truly unite the opposition against the president. Is this a masterstroke that will make Ruto's 2027 dreams collapse? Or is it just another loud political tour that will fade away in time? If you're watching this channel for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, this is DMtv Kenya. Karibu sana. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss these big political breakdowns when I do my videos. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you for being part of this channel, and your support keeps this fire burning. So ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much time, I want to take you through this conversation. The only thing I will request from you is to just watch this video up to the end, like this video, and share. When a politician speaks from inside Kenya, there are limits. There are political pressure, possible arrest, and the fear of losing support. But in the US, Gachagua has a safer space. He can talk freely without worrying about immediate consequences, and his speeches are reaching not only Kenyans abroad, but also the global media. Hii ni kila mtu anapata, sio wa Kenya peke yake, juu anaongea from the US. Now it is trending all over. By making these claims outside the country, he forces Ruto to answer questions that are no longer just local. They now have an international audience. Let us be clear here. Accusing a sitting president of meeting terrorists in just a place that it's secure, nobody knows, is not just politics. It's a statement that shakes the foundations of trust. Even if people are not sure about the truth, the doubt is powerful in politics. In politics, doubt can be just as damaging as a proof. Now, the president is in a position where instead of promoting his projects, he has to deal with these claims hanging over him. Hii nayo hawezi nyamaza, na ndio mumeona anajaribu kutumia the Murkomen and Kindiki kujibu Gachagua. Before this tour, Ruto was willing to keep the image of a strong, unifying leader, especially with his broad-based government idea. But I want to tell you that Gachagua'S attacks can cut through that and damage the image. They suggest that behind the public speeches, there may be dangerous connections that will be cut. Whether or not the claims are true, they create political stress and force the president to fight on a new front. Here is the twist now, ladies and gentlemen, that Gachagua was not always a part of the opposition. In fact, he was Ruto's right-hand man in 2022. And this means that his words, they carry more weight than the usual opposition. The opposition attacks are nothing. To some voters, this is not just a political opponent speaking. It is someone who knows the inside story that makes his allegations more believable to many Kenyans, especially in Mount Kenya, where he still has the influence. This is the big question. Kenyan opposition politics is famous for being divided. And too many big names, too many egos, and too much history. Leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred Matiang'i, Martha Karua, and Raila's allies all have their own ambitions. For Rigathi to be the glue here, he needs to prove that he's not just fighting the president for personal revenge, but that he has a shared vision for the country. That's hard to say, but at some point it's possible if he plays it smart. Mount Kenya is the largest voting bloc in this country. And in 2022, Ruto swept it almost completely. And if Gachagua can chip away even 20 to 30% of Ruto's support there, I want to tell you that the 2027 race will be tight. His identity as a son of Mount Kenya gives him an advantage over other opposition leaders that which they don't have. But it also puts him under pressure. If he fails to move his people, trust me, he will look weak. While Gachagua is in the US, the president is busy on the ground. He's handing out youth empowerment funds. He's handing out the equipments and loans. He's building a network of loyalty, especially among the youths of this country. The youths who are demonstrating over his bad leadership. And this is smart politics, ladies and gentlemen, because while Gachagua is talking in the US, Ruto is delivering fiscal items people can touch and use. And in Kenyan politics, that often wins. It wins the hearts of people faster than speeches. I want to tell you that Gachagua'S claims at some point could be or can go beyond politics. If taken seriously by the right agencies, they could lead to investigations by the ICC or other bodies. That's why Ruto's camp is treating them seriously. That's why they are threatening Gachagua that they will arrest him. They are demanding Gachagua to record a statement. If an ICC case begins, it could freeze Ruto's international credibility, but it could also backfire on Gachagua if he can't prove his allegations. This US tour is a gamble. If it works, he becomes the man who brought Ruto down in one term. And if it fails, he risks looking like just another politician who is making noise abroad. And his future in politics, I want to tell you that it depends on whether he can pack up his words with actions. By building alliances, presenting alternative policies, and winning public trust, it will make no sense if he's going to prove what he's talking about. Right now, 2027 is an open game. If Gachagua unites the opposition and pulls some of Ruto's Mount Kenya base, he can force a real contest. But if the opposition remains divided and Gachagua stays in the US making speeches without building a ground team, Ruto will walk back into State House. The next 12 months will be the most important. That's when alliances are built or broken. I want to tell you that Gachagua'S US tour is more than just a trip. It's a political experiment. It is testing whether attacking from abroad, uniting rivals at home, and pulling from the president's own base can work in Kenyan politics. The question is, will it be enough to end Ruto's reign in 2027? Or will Ruto's mix of ground politics and government resources crush this rebellion before it begins? Ladies and gentlemen, drop the comment in the comment section, like this video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you, and let's meet in the next conversation. Goodbye.